Hi guys, I just wanted to come and make a video really quick before my son wakes up. I was inspired by Sophia's blog about deployment advice, and I didn't know why I didn't think about this before. I tried to make this video before, but it came off wrong. But it's about advice post deployment. And I know when my husband was about to come home, I was looking for advice everywhere on how to help me go through it and see what to expect. I thought that, when they get home, you'll be full of admiration, love. It'll be like storybook love again. I don't know. But I knew there was going to be some type of trials and tribulations. I just didn't know what exactly those would be. And so I'm going to just get to it. Before I do, let me show you. This is Sophia's name on oh Lord. That's her video playing. It's Sophia Alejandra 9. I'll type her name in the description of this video. But anyway, one thing I want to always tell you guys or tell you about post-deployment is they're going to come back different. I know you hear that a lot, and I heard that too, but I didn't think how different. I thought maybe, maybe he'd be a little weird. I don't know. But I didn't think exactly what that meant. Other Army wives would tell me he's going to be different. And I'm like, okay, you're going to grow, whatever. I didn't think it was important, or I didn't think it was going to be bad or affect me. One thing about my husband, he came back with a case of TBI, traumatic brain injury, because his truck did get blown up by an IED, and he hit his head, so he had a concussion, so that, in result, he got a TBI. I'm talking about this really, frank, but it's a serious thing. It's going to take him a couple years to get back to normal, but he's not as bad as some people are, and he's not as good as some people came back. So it's right in the middle, I guess you could say. But that TBI causes him to forget things a lot. I could sit here and tell him, I'm going to record a YouTube video, and 5 minutes later he comes in, what are you doing? I'm like, recording a YouTube video. So it's going to take a lot of patience for me, and it has. And I'll be honest, I wasn't patient at first, and I still have problems with being patient. Only because I forget, he's still my husband, and I forget that this is something that he can't just switch on and go back to normal. So, if your husband is in a combat situation, if he comes back with any type of trauma, anything like that, it's hard not to just automatically make him jump back into being your husband and having no excuses for what he's doing or says or forgets, because that's how I am. I'm like, okay, you're an adult. Just remember, but before I found out that, hey, you got to be patient. This is something that's serious. So someone had to sit down and tell me that. So the number one advice I could give you is whenever they go to their clinics and everything like that, when they get back, get all the information. Get all the information of what the doctors tell them and research. Because the doctors aren't going to come to you and say, oh, your husband has a TBI, you need to be patient, you need to do this. No, he's going to come home and say, hey, they told me I have this, and they told me I have a case of this, and they told me this. And okay. And it's almost like when I go to the doctor, oh, yeah, they told me, whatever. And they're like, okay, just take some medicine, whatever it may be. But no, it's not that for them. So I had to do some research. I had to talk to some people about it. And so our marriage got really, I wouldn't say bad, but bad, to where he would wake up and didn't know who he was. We would argue about everything, literally everything. And he would blow up at me, and I would blow back at him, because I'm like, okay, at first I was taking it personal. Why are you talking to this way? You're so mean. You're da-da-da-da. And it really wasn't him being mean to me. It's just how he learned how to communicate over 10.5 months of being deployed. Still no excuse, but still, it takes time for them to get back to normal. And with the TBI and with all this other stuff, he had problems with him. It was harder for him. And so, number one, I always recommend you get all the information back, what the doctors say, and do some research. Go to counseling. Big thing. We didn't go to counseling until he was home already for 4 months. So you think about it, 4 months of arguing, bickering, being mad at each other off and on. It's not good. Not healthy either. So we started going to counseling at the ACS, and the ACS offers free counseling, family counseling, whatever you need, marriage counseling. And it's fully confidential as long as you don't tell them you're going to kill yourself, you're going to kill your spouse, anything like that. And so our counselor literally has helped us communicate better, communicate also our appreciations, because we're not very good people at communicating. I didn't grow up in a married household. The way my mom and my sister and I communicate is we yell, or we're angry, and then we apologize, and that's just not the way to do it with someone who didn't grow up like that. So we learned to communicate our appreciations, our wants, our needs, and also he's going to clinics to help him with his TBI, anything like that, anger issues, anything like that, because they do come back angry because they're going through missions with this. They can't be like, oh, I love the Taliban, or oh, I wanted to help. They're more like, I hate them. I'm going to do something about it, especially when they see their friends get hurt or killed. You're not going to love the people that are doing that, and you're going to have this hate in you and this anxiety for so long. And I'm only saying that. I've never been through a deployment myself, like physically in a deployment, but this is what I've been told. And especially because my husband is a combat engineer, he is a combat soldier, so he has gone off the wire or on the wire, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So just little things like that. And you also want to take time for yourself when he gets back. I just wanted to be here for him. And I still have that problem now. I wanted to be here. Whenever he's home, I wanted to be here. I wanted to make sure he had everything that he needed, or make sure he felt loved. But it's kind of smothering. I didn't realize, that they do need time alone. They do need time with their kids. They do need for you not to do everything, for them. So I learned that too in counseling, that he didn't need me to do anything, just maybe be here and listen, And so I'm learning that. But biggest thing, get help, seek the information, research, take the help that the Army gives you, or the Navy or Air Force, whatever. Take the help. Even if you don't think your husband has a problem. I didn't think so either. I thought my husband was going to come back. R&R was awesome. We had the best time we've ever had since college. But it's only 2 weeks, and people I think on R&R you're on such a high that you kind of forget or push to side important stuff. Like, we didn't talk about bills. We didn't talk about moving. We just had fun. We balled out. We had the best time and traveled, and he was enjoying our son. So I didn't think there was a problem. And still to this day, some of my people that I know will be like, can I talk to the counselor? Can I get the number? Because they thought their husband was fine until now, and they've been back already for almost 6 months. So I always tell people now, and I want to tell you guys, is seek the help when he gets home. Just tell him, babe, hey, I know we need help, reconnecting and all this stuff. And I just don't, especially if you have kids, I just want to make sure we're communicating on the same level, so let's go to ACS, go to 1 or 2 appointments, and let's just see what happens. And I know men, especially Army men, especially black men, I know mine, he didn't want to seek help. He didn't think that he needed it. He was too prideful. But when it got really bad, and I was in tears about it all the time, and it just seemed like it wasn't going right, and it wasn't going left, it was just, he was like, okay, we'll go. And he still thought it was stupid, and so we were there, and he's like, wow, that lady knew what she was talking about, and literally, it's almost like she's psychic, because she read us before we even really started talking, it was amazing. And, she's not going to, the counselors anyway, at least mine, don't tell you what to do, just how to work it together, work through things together, because you weren't together for so long, so you're used to doing things. I know I was, I almost went back to my independent ways that I had before we were married, and, go to the gym. And he's like, where are you going? I'm going to the gym. And then not even tell him where I'm going or I want to be back, and not disrespectfully, just that's how I was the whole time he was deployed. So that's what I was used to. And same thing for him. Like, he would go to the store or go get some food before he came home and not even bring me anything. And I'm like, you don't think I was hungry? Oh, I didn't think about it. I'm like, how do you not think of me? I'm your freaking wife. And it just plays. You can already picture, right? And what we did during deployment is we wrote letters, constantly emails, FaceTime every time we could. I mean, I had FaceTime on my phone like she talked about, wherever I was on the iPhone 4S and the new one that just came out, the 5, even if you're not internet, you could still get Skype. So he would Skype me and I'll be in the car, I'll be at the mall, and I'll be like this. Hi babe, I miss you, And I thought that would help us connect. And they appreciate that time, they appreciate the gifts, they appreciate the packages, but it doesn't change the fact that they've seen things, they've gone through things, they've been away for so long that they're going to change. It doesn't mean they don't love you, as what I took it on, and I thought I did something wrong. It doesn't mean that. It just means that they've changed. And if you really love this man, like, this is how I figured it. If you really love him, you've changed too. You'll want to, bring that fork back together. And that's what counseling really helped us do. And we started going on date nights. We started cuddling before we went to bed. I know that sounds so kindergarten, but when you're used to just going straight to sleep for 10 and a half months, like we were, that's what we did for a while. I mean, maybe the first 2-3 weeks, we were like, oh, I still love you. But after that, you went back to the things you were used to. Going to bed whenever you felt like it, stuff like that. So I know this is becoming really long, but I really want to tell you guys, one, seek the help, seek the information. Know that it's not your fault if he comes back different, if he comes back communicating with you differently. And also know that they hurt, but differently. They hurt because I know my husband probably feels bad about being away from his son, losing friends that got really badly hurt, friends who came back flipped out of their mind, and things that they can never take back that they've seen. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys need help, or you guys need information, I would be more than happy to help you. Just go ahead and message me at my email address. I'll leave at the bottom. It's herbalifetiffany@yahoo.com. Visit Sophia's page. She's amazing. She's going through a deployment right now, as well as some other YouTube gurus. So seek that information as much as you can, and also know you're not alone. So if you guys are going through deployment or about to, I'm super busy, but I would love to keep in contact with you. And if you just need a friend to talk to, because I know I had a few that just talked to me and text me and all day, and it helped. Seriously, it helped. But I wish you guys nothing but the best during deployment, post-deployment, pre-deployment, and I'm praying for all of your husbands that are deployed right now, because I know it's not easy. And my first deployment, it really hit home that, oh my God, he's really a soldier and he's really going to war. It didn't hit me before then. I know that's kind of dumb, but it's like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so I needed people who were going through it to help me. And so that's what we're here for at the YouTube community. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys are enjoying my vlogs and everything like that. There's more to come. And I will see you guys later. Bye.